Ra is one of the most enigmatic and profound sources of spiritual knowledge humanity has ever encountered. Imagine an intelligence so vast and unified that it transcends individual identity, operating as a collective consciousness, a social memory complex. Originating from Venus, Ra exists in the sixth density, a realm where unity and collective thought form the basis of existence. They communicate through telepathy, a form of nonverbal communication, in VC, that bypasses the limitations of language and taps directly into vibrational resonance. When Ra introduces themselves with the phrase, "I am Ra," it's not just a statement of identity. It's a declaration of their vibrational signature, a frequency that embodies their entire cosmic evolution and purpose. This kind of communication challenges our conventional notions of individuality and selfhood, urging us to consider what it means to exist as part of a unified consciousness. One might wonder why such an advanced being would bother engaging with a species still entangled in third-density struggles. Ra's purpose is profoundly rooted in service to others. Their mission is to assist planetary evolution by transmitting timeless spiritual truths and revealing the interconnected nature of existence. Yet, their teachings are not about blind acceptance, but about empowering seekers to explore their own consciousness expansion. They never impose, they guide, offering insights into the law of one, which emphasizes unity and interconnectedness. Ra's intention is not to dictate a path, but to illuminate the way, allowing each soul to discover its own purpose within the grand tapestry of cosmic evolution. The story of Ra's interactions with humanity is filled with both wisdom and caution. When they visited Earth around 11,000 years ago, their intention was pure, to offer guidance through spiritual awakening. However, they quickly learned that even the most benevolent intentions can be distorted when filtered through third-density perspectives. Human minds, steeped in ego and power struggles, misinterpreted their teachings, turning what was meant to be a unifying message into fragmented dogmas. Ra later acknowledged that their efforts had unintended consequences, as human intermediaries distorted their words. This led to profound lessons about free will, the core of the law of one, and why advanced beings refrain from direct interference in human affairs. What stands out most about Ra is their commitment to universal justice and respect for the free will of evolving civilizations. They understand that direct intervention could compromise the natural unfolding of planetary consciousness. Therefore, they operate from a space of non-interference, ensuring that their presence does not overshadow humanity's own journey of self-awareness. It's like planting a seed and letting it grow rather than forcing it to sprout. Ra's teachings challenge us to reflect on our own intentions. How often do we, in our desire to help, inadvertently impose our own beliefs onto others? Realizing the delicate balance between guidance and imposition is crucial for anyone walking the path of spiritual evolution. In the end, understanding Ra is not about merely absorbing their words, but about internalizing the principle of unity consciousness. They are not here to be worshipped or revered, but to awaken a sense of interconnectedness and higher intelligence within us. Their messages resonate because they speak to the archetypal energies that drive our deepest desires for love, understanding, and cosmic harmony. They remind us that while we may feel separate and isolated, we are intrinsically connected to a vast network of higher density beings working tirelessly for the spiritual evolution of all sentient life. As we delve deeper into Ra's messages, we're invited to move beyond the superficial and dive into the essence of our own vibrational frequency, examining how our choices shape the world around us. Chapter 1. The concept of social memory complexes. A social memory complex is a fascinating concept that challenges our traditional understanding of individuality and collective consciousness. Imagine a society where thoughts, memories, and experiences are seamlessly integrated into a single, unified mind. This phenomenon emerges naturally as a civilization progresses through the fourth density, a stage of consciousness evolution where telepathic communication becomes second nature. In third density, we perceive ourselves as separate beings, driven by personal desires and individual goals. But as we transition into the fourth density, the boundaries of self begin to dissolve, revealing an interconnected web of awareness that transcends singular perspectives. It's akin to the profound connection felt between partners who've been together for decades, where communication becomes effortless and thoughts flow as one. In The Law of One, Ra describes how the formation of a social memory complex is not just an evolutionary step, but a fundamental aspect of achieving unity consciousness. As a civilization advances, it naturally moves towards collective understanding, where the pain of one becomes the pain of all, and the joy of one uplifts the entire complex. Think of it like an orchestra where every instrument is perfectly in tune, not because they're forced to play the same note, but because they harmonize effortlessly. This process is crucial for moving beyond the third density illusion of separation and stepping into a more holistic perception of reality. It's about breaking the barriers that keep us isolated and embracing the collective heartbeat of our shared existence. The journey to forming a social memory complex isn't without its challenges. The transition from third to fourth density often involves intense polarization. Individuals must choose between service to self or service to others. This choice shapes the collective vibration, guiding the society toward harmony or discord. Ra emphasizes that the fourth density requires a commitment to compassion and unity, fostering an environment where telepathy and nonverbal communication, NVC, naturally emerge. Imagine being part of a community where misunderstandings don't exist because thoughts are shared openly and without judgment. It's a profound leap from the current human condition, but it's a destination that awaits those who embrace the path of conscious evolution. Our modern world offers glimpses of this future. Social media, for instance, mimics the idea of collective thought, but it's fragmented and often tainted by ego-driven intentions. True social memory complexes go beyond digital connections. They embody authentic unity and heart-centered communication. Think of long-term relationships where partners finish each other's sentences and intuit each other's needs without speaking. This reflects a microcosm of what a planetary social memory complex could become: an interconnected, compassionate network of minds working in harmony. The evolution of Earth's collective consciousness may one day mirror this ideal, as humanity gradually learns to transcend polarization and unify its intentions. As we continue to explore these concepts, the question arises: how can we, as individuals, contribute to this evolution? It begins by choosing service to others in our daily interactions, fostering empathy and understanding rather than conflict and division. By embodying the principles of the Law of One, we become catalysts for collective transformation, paving the way for the formation of Earth's social memory complex. This is not just an abstract concept, but a tangible reality within our grasp if we choose to align with the frequencies of love and unity. It's an invitation to become part of something greater than ourselves, a cosmic evolution that harmonizes individual and collective growth. Chapter 2: The Evolution of Consciousness and Fourth Density Transition. The journey of consciousness evolution is far from linear. It's a dynamic process where self-awareness blossoms into higher states of being, guiding souls through third density and beyond. In third density, consciousness awakens to its individuality, realizing itself as separate, unique, and self-governing. This is the stage where the ego takes root, and the challenge becomes choosing a path of service to self or service to others. Earth has long been embedded in this density, but something monumental happened around 2012, a vibrational shift that marked the beginning of fourth density evolution. Though the transition is gradual, signs of change are everywhere. As collective awareness starts to take root and people begin to awaken to the unity inherent in existence. The rise of global connectivity is a tangible reflection of this transition. Think about how social media has transformed the way people communicate, forming virtual webs of interconnected thoughts and ideas. While it often reveals our fragmentation, it also hints at a deeper yearning for unity consciousness. Ra describes fourth density as a realm where compassion and unity become central, and the collective mind emerges as a natural consequence of service to others. Though we're still fumbling through the remnants of third density conflicts, the desire for harmony is growing stronger. Communities built on empathy, mutual support, and shared purpose are emerging, even if there's still faint echoes of what fourth density truly represents. Yet, this shift isn't just about community and connection. It's about self-transformation. The path to fourth density requires each individual to consciously choose love over fear, unity over division. It's not enough to simply want peace. One must embody compassion, actively choosing thoughts and actions that reflect higher vibrational frequencies. The law of one emphasizes that the heart center, or the love ray, becomes the focal point for this transition. Meditation, mindfulness, and acts of kindness are more than spiritual practices. They're practical tools for raising one's frequency and contributing to planetary evolution. Real change starts within, as each person confronts their shadows and purifies their intentions. Ironically, the technological advancements that connect us also present new challenges. The internet has become a battleground of ideas and ideologies, reflecting both the light and dark aspects of human nature. It mirrors the third density struggle between service to self and service to others on a global scale. Yet, as people become more aware of their vibrational impact, they start to realize that intention shapes reality. As the fourth density solidifies, those driven by higher intelligence and compassionate action will naturally find themselves drawn to like-minded souls, forming the embryonic stages of a social memory complex. While Earth's transition may seem tumultuous, it's a necessary catalyst for growth. As more individuals awaken to their spiritual potential, the collective vibration rises, inching closer to a unified planetary consciousness. This gradual but unstoppable evolution invites everyone to examine their choices, aligning with love and unity rather than perpetuating fear and separation. The fourth density is not just a concept. It's a lived experience that begins with each moment of self-awareness, each choice to uplift rather than divide. As the transition deepens, one must wonder, are we ready to leave behind the old paradigms and fully embrace the new era of collective evolution? Chapter 3. The Role of Service to Others in Fourth Density. In the fourth density, the cornerstone of spiritual evolution is service to others. This principle isn't just a noble ideal. It's a fundamental requirement for advancing beyond the third density's self-centered mindset. Imagine a world where every interaction is driven by compassion, empathy, and the desire to uplift others. This is the essence of fourth density consciousness, a realm where unity naturally emerges as people begin to prioritize collective well-being over personal gain. Ra emphasizes that embracing service to others aligns one's vibrational frequency with higher densities, making it essential for those seeking to evolve spiritually. Yet, the transition can feel daunting, as old patterns of selfishness resist being dissolved. The law of one teaches that polarization accelerates in fourth density, making choices more impactful. Those committed to service to others find their paths, illuminated by opportunities to grow and help others thrive. It's not about grand gestures, but the accumulation of countless small acts. Helping a stranger, listening without judgment, offering support when needed. These moments of genuine compassion shape a person's vibrational field, solidifying their path toward unity consciousness. The paradox is that by giving of oneself freely, one gains access to a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. This is the true meaning of spiritual awakening, recognizing that love and light are not abstract concepts, but living principles to be embodied. Ironically, the fourth density also amplifies vibrational mismatches. Those entrenched in service to self often experience increasing conflict and isolation, as their energy becomes incompatible with the collective harmonization. Ra explains that the social memory complex inherently rejects self-serving intentions, making it vital to consciously choose a service to others' path before the density shift fully solidifies. This doesn't mean denying one's own needs, but balancing self-care with collective care. The ability to merge personal growth with communal well-being becomes crucial, as isolation only breeds dissonance in a realm defined by connection and resonance. As individuals align with service to others, they naturally attract like-minded souls, forming embryonic social memory complexes. These connections aren't random, but guided by vibrational alignment, where people who resonate with compassion and empathy naturally gravitate toward each other. This is already visible in the emergence of spiritual communities, humanitarian movements, and networks that prioritize planetary consciousness. Realizing that one's actions impact the whole inspires deeper commitment to positive polarization, fostering environments where higher density beings can anchor their energy. Embracing service to others is more than just adopting a mindset. It's an ongoing practice that requires intention and dedication. It calls for letting go of the fear-based conditioning that insists on self-preservation at all costs. True fourth density evolution happens when one chooses to see every interaction as an opportunity to uplift, even when faced with resistance or judgment. By embodying unity consciousness and spiritual catalysts, we become instruments of collective transformation. It's not about perfection, but progress, about choosing love and light as guiding forces, even when the world seems caught in turmoil. As we continue to explore the depths of fourth density, the question remains, how can we deepen our commitment to service to others, fostering a world where unity becomes more than just a vision, but a living reality? Chapter 4. Ra's visitation to ancient Egypt. Ra's connection to ancient Egypt is one of the most intriguing and misunderstood aspects of their legacy. Approximately 11,000 years ago, Ra made direct contact with the people of Egypt, driven by a profound desire to aid humanity's spiritual evolution. Their appearance was not that of mere visitors, but of higher density beings radiating a presence that the ancient Egyptians interpreted as divine. In fact, they were revered as Ra, the sun god, not because they claimed godhood, but because their vibrational presence and telepathic communication, NVC, exuded an essence of light and wisdom. Unfortunately, the pure intention behind their visit was quickly distorted by human interpretations and power structures, leading to the deification of Ra and the creation of dogmas that veiled their true purpose. The law of one teachings clarify that Ra's intention was to impart knowledge about unity consciousness and the infinite creator, emphasizing that all beings are fundamentally one. However, human tendencies to control and dominate twisted this knowledge into hierarchies and rituals that strayed from the original message. This divergence taught Ra a critical lesson about free will, that even the most enlightened guidance can be corrupted when passed through the lens of third-density ego. Ra's intervention was a sincere act of service to others, but the subsequent distortions forced them to reconsider how much influence they should wield over human development. The delicate balance between offering wisdom and respecting planetary consciousness became a focal point in their ongoing mission. Centuries later, Ra made another appearance, around 2,500 years ago, this time through extraterrestrial visitation, manifesting in bell-shaped craft observed hovering above the skies of Egypt. Their return wasn't about reasserting control, but subtly reminding humanity of their ancient guidance. These sightings fueled myths and legends, embedding the concept of divine messengers in Egyptian culture. However, Ra remained cautious, understanding that direct intervention risked further distortion of the Law of One. Instead of grand declarations, they allowed their presence to spark curiosity and reflection, hoping that remnants of the original teachings would resurface in those spiritually inclined. It's fascinating how modern interpretations of these events still grapple with the paradox of divine intervention versus the preservation of free will. Some see Ra's influence as proof of ancient alien contact, while others interpret it as metaphysical insights into human potential. The real message, however, transcends these debates. It's about the evolution of consciousness and the recognition that higher intelligence serves not by dominating, but by inspiring. The pyramids of Egypt, often attributed to Ra's guidance, stand as both monuments of spiritual aspiration and cautionary tales of how cosmic truths can be misused. Their symbolic architecture reminds us to look beyond superficial explanations and seek deeper understanding. Reflecting on Ra's presence in Egypt challenges us to examine how we receive spiritual teachings today. Are we distorting timeless wisdom to fit our desires for power and control, or are we embracing it as a catalyst for self-transformation? The legacy of Ra's visitations invites us to cultivate discernment, learning from past mistakes while remaining open to higher guidance. In a world still wrestling with duality and fragmentation, Ra's story serves as a reminder that true service to others requires humility, patience, and an unwavering commitment to universal justice. As we move forward, the question lingers: how do we honor ancient wisdom without allowing it to become a tool of control or manipulation? Chapter 5: The Mystery of the Pyramids, Extraterrestrial Influence. The Great Pyramids of Giza are nothing short of a monumental enigma. Even today, with all our technological advancements, replicating their construction seems almost impossible. These colossal structures embody a blend of sacred geometry, precise engineering, and seemingly superhuman effort. The sheer magnitude of moving 2.3 million limestone blocks, some weighing up to 70 tons, from quarries situated over 500 miles away, defies conventional explanations. Not to mention the mathematical precision embedded in their design, aligning with celestial bodies and encoding geometric constants like pi and the golden ratio. It's as if these pyramids were purposefully constructed to communicate something profound, something beyond the grasp of ordinary human knowledge. According to Ra, the pyramids were not merely tombs or monuments of power, but spiritual accelerators, tools for consciousness expansion and kundalini activation. Built through the manipulation of consciousness rather than brute force, these structures functioned as healing centers for mind, body, and spirit. Their geometric configuration was designed to channel energy and elevate vibrational frequencies, promoting spiritual catalysts necessary for fourth-density evolution. This notion challenges mainstream archaeology, which often dismisses such theories as pseudoscience. Yet, The pyramids stand as undeniable proof that ancient civilizations may have possessed knowledge far beyond what we credit them for. If these structures were indeed influenced by extraterrestrial visitation, it raises profound questions about the depth of cosmic evolution and how advanced beings have guided human progress. It's easy to dismiss such possibilities as fanciful thinking, but consider this. Why do ancient texts and oral traditions from disparate cultures allude to beings from the sky imparting knowledge and guiding construction? The presence of higher density beings like Ra visiting Earth to assist in planetary evolution is not just speculation. It's part of the law of one narrative. These beings did not impose their methods, but inspired through example and resonance. The distortions that follow were not of their doing, but were rooted in human interpretations shaped by third-density consciousness, dominated by ego, control, and fear. Understanding the pyramids, therefore, demands a shift in perspective from mechanical ingenuity to metaphysical intent, a realization that their construction transcends physical capability and taps into unity consciousness. Modern science still struggles to decode the purpose and methods behind the pyramids, but their resonance as energy centers remains palpable. Visitors often report sensations of heightened awareness and tranquility within the pyramid chambers, hinting at lingering vibrational frequencies from their original use. While some researchers speculate that ancient civilizations developed psychic or telekinetic abilities, mainstream academia often scoffs at these ideas. Yet, as we embrace the concept of fourth-density evolution, it becomes increasingly evident that ancient technologies were rooted not in mechanical prowess, but in consciousness manipulation. These monuments challenge us to reconsider what humanity is truly capable of when aligned with higher principles of love and wisdom. The pyramids remain both a marvel and a mystery, echoes of a time when planetary consciousness reached heights we have yet to reclaim. As humanity stands on the cusp of fourth density, understanding their true purpose could unlock dormant potentials within us, reminding us that spiritual evolution is not about acquiring power, but harmonizing with the universal energy field. The legacy of the pyramids urges us to question not just how they were built, but why. What spiritual insights were encoded in their geometry, and how can we, as modern seekers, tap into that ancient knowledge? Chapter 6. The concept of planetary quarantine and free will. One of the most intriguing concepts within the Law of One is the notion of planetary quarantine. It's not like an intergalactic lockdown where no one gets in or out. It's more of an energetic barrier that regulates extraterrestrial visitation to ensure that free will remains intact. According to Ra, higher density beings understand the critical importance of allowing civilizations to evolve without direct interference. They know that stepping in too blatantly would violate the first distortion of the Law of One, the principle of free will. This barrier doesn't mean that no contact ever happens. Rather, it ensures that any contact that does occur aligns with universal justice and respects the natural evolutionary path of the planet. Think of it like allowing a toddler to learn how to walk without constantly holding their hand. Humanity, in its third density state, must navigate its own lessons, making choices that shape collective growth. The quarantine serves as a kind of protective measure, preventing negative entities from exerting too much influence, while also avoiding overwhelming direct contact from higher density beings. It's a balancing act between protection and freedom, where humanity must make its own mistakes to learn vital spiritual lessons. This is why UFO sightings and military declassifications appear sporadically, little glimpses into a broader cosmic reality that tease without overwhelming. The quarantine ensures that planetary consciousness develops organically rather than being forcibly shaped by external forces. But why are there occasional exceptions to this rule? Sometimes, Vibrational frequency and conscious intention create small openings in the quarantine field. This is why some channeling sessions, like those conducted with Ra, were successful. The intention behind the contact, aligned with service to others and a sincere desire to know the truth, creates a vibrational bridge. Meanwhile, other encounters often linked to negative polarization, such as manipulative or group interventions, occur when human vibrations align more with service to self. These breaches don't break the rules of free will, but rather reflect the complex interplay of vibrational resonance and cosmic laws. It's a reminder that not all extraterrestrial contact is benevolent, and discernment is crucial in interpreting these encounters. Today, we find ourselves in an era where UFO disclosure is gaining traction. Governments are slowly admitting that they've been aware of aerial phenomena that defy conventional explanations. But why now? Perhaps humanity's collective consciousness has reached a tipping point where the vibrational frequency is high enough to handle the truth without spiraling into chaos. The law of one suggests that only when humanity is ready to embrace its higher density evolution will open contact become possible. Until then, the quarantine remains a safeguard, protecting both humanity and the extraterrestrial civilizations invested in our growth. Ultimately, the planetary quarantine challenges us to examine our readiness for contact. Are we truly prepared to integrate higher intelligence into our daily lives without succumbing to fear or dogma? Ra's message is clear. Contact should only come when humanity can approach it with love and unity, not with power struggles or ego-driven agendas. It's not just about extraterrestrial beings revealing themselves, but about us proving that we are mature enough to coexist with them. The question lingers, will we rise to that challenge? Or will our third density conflicts continue to keep us isolated from the cosmic community, waiting to embrace us? Chapter 7. Venus as a past habitable planet. The idea that Venus once harbored life is no longer just a speculative fantasy. Scientific studies from 2019 revealed that Venus might have had liquid water for billions of years, raising the possibility of it being habitable long before its atmosphere became the scorching inferno we know today. According to Ra, their civilization originated from Venus, existing not as physical beings, but as a sixth-density social memory complex. This means their form was far removed from our limited, third-density perception of life. They evolved past physical limitations into a higher-density existence, shaped by unity consciousness and telepathic communication. While modern science grapples with the idea of past life on Venus, Ra's account challenges us to rethink what we consider life and how consciousness itself might transcend physical boundaries. It's tempting to dismiss the notion of advanced consciousness arising from a planet like Venus, but recent discoveries have shown that Venus' past conditions were vastly different from what we see now. Oceans, possibly teeming with microbial life, might have existed before a catastrophic greenhouse effect turned the planet into an uninhabitable wasteland. Ra's teachings suggest that their evolution on Venus took place in a time when conditions were more favorable, long before the atmosphere thickened with carbon dioxide and sulfuric acid clouds. If Ra's civilization indeed thrived during that era, it points to a profound cosmic evolution that guided them from a physical existence to a purely energetic one. The remnants of their influence linger in our myths and legends, subtly reminding us that higher-density beings have moved beyond physical survival into realms of pure consciousness. Interestingly, mainstream science has recently considered the possibility of microbial life still existing in the Venusian clouds. These theories hint that Venus may not be as lifeless as it seems, echoing Ra's assertion that life exists on many planes of reality, not just the physical. Ra's presence as a social memory complex represents a culmination of collective spiritual awakening, demonstrating how planetary consciousness can transcend material decay. The narrative that Venus was once a vibrant, life-sustaining planet aligns intriguingly with the idea that consciousness itself might have found a way to persist beyond physical destruction. If we open our minds to the idea that life is not limited to our third-density expectations, Ra's story becomes more than a myth. It becomes a roadmap to understanding how civilizations can evolve beyond physical confines. Ra's teachings suggest that spiritual catalysts are often born from planetary crises. Venus' transformation from a habitable world to a furnace could be seen as a karmic cycle, forcing its inhabitants to adapt through consciousness expansion rather than technological solutions. The lesson here is profound. Evolution doesn't always mean physical progression. Sometimes it requires a shift in awareness, moving from survival instincts to unity consciousness. This perspective challenges humanity to rethink its own trajectory, especially as we face ecological and social crises. Instead of solely focusing on material solutions, there's a call to raise our vibrational frequency and develop a collective mindset that prioritizes service to others and planetary stewardship. Reflecting on Venus invites us to ask ourselves if we are doomed to repeat the same mistakes. As Earth's climate shifts and society grapples with polarization and conflict, Ra's message echoes through the ages. Evolve through consciousness, not conquest. Venus became uninhabitable, not because of a lack of intelligence or advancement, but because the collective mindset didn't shift fast enough to avoid catastrophe. If humanity wishes to thrive rather than merely survive, it must integrate the lessons of unity consciousness and compassionate action. The path forward is not about dominating nature, but harmonizing with it. Just as Ra's civilization transcended their planetary limitations through conscious evolution. Chapter 10. The relationship between advanced civilizations and spirituality. When contemplating advanced civilizations, most people envision futuristic technology and scientific breakthroughs that push the boundaries of human imagination. Yet, Ra's teachings remind us that genuine advancement transcends mere technological prowess. In the Law of One, Ra emphasizes that civilizations only gain access to higher densities through spiritual evolution. It's not about mastering physical reality, but harmonizing with universal laws, balancing love and wisdom to achieve a state of unity consciousness. Civilizations that evolve without cultivating spiritual maturity often collapse under the weight of their own advancements, as their lack of inner balance disrupts the natural flow of cosmic evolution. Take Atlantis, for example, a civilization rumored to have wielded unimaginable technological power, but ultimately fell due to ethical and moral failings. Ra explains that Atlanteans possessed advanced energy manipulation skills, yet their drive for dominance and control caused a rift in their collective vibration. Despite having the means to alter physical reality, they failed to embody the principles of service to others, leading to catastrophic consequences. It's a stark reminder that higher intelligence without spiritual grounding can spiral into self-destruction. This lesson resonates strongly with modern society, where technological advancements often outpace moral and ethical considerations, creating a dangerous imbalance. The irony is that true spiritual advancement naturally leads to technological harmony rather than reckless innovation. Higher density beings, like Ra, achieve mastery over physical and metaphysical aspects not by force, but through the crystallization of consciousness. They utilize nonverbal communication, NVC, and resonate with vibrational frequencies that naturally harmonize with their environment. This is why civilizations aligned with service to others flourish, while those pursuing service to self encounter fragmentation and collapse. The spiritual catalysts that arise from this dynamic are crucial. They challenge us to choose between self-serving ambition and collective well-being. This choice ultimately shapes whether civilization thrives or falls apart. Today's society often equates progress with material gain, but Ross' teachings challenge us to rethink that paradigm. What if genuine advancement lies not in conquering nature, but in understanding it? Not in accumulating power, but in fostering compassion and unity? Ancient cultures like the Egyptians, Mayans, and even the Sumerians glimpsed this balance, blending sacred geometry and cosmic awareness with practical knowledge. Yet, as modern civilization races to build faster, smarter, and more powerful technology, we risk losing the deeper insight that spiritual awakening brings. True progress must honor the balance between mind and spirit, ensuring that technological achievements don't outstrip moral development. As humanity stands at a crossroads, the question becomes, will we heed the lessons from advanced civilizations that came before us? Will we integrate love and light into our technological pursuits, ensuring that our progress uplifts rather than oppresses? Ra's story serves as a beacon, guiding us to align innovation with conscious evolution rather than mere domination. To advance truly is to expand consciousness, harmonizing heart and intellect, so that progress becomes a reflection of spiritual unity rather than a manifestation of unchecked ambition. In embracing this wisdom, humanity has the chance to evolve, not just technologically but spiritually, paving the way for a future that respects the sacred balance of creation. Chapter 11. The Power of Consciousness in Ancient Civilizations. Ancient civilizations like the Egyptians, Sumerians, and Mayans are often romanticized for their architectural feats and mysterious practices. Yet, what truly sets them apart is their profound understanding of consciousness as a tool of creation. Many scholars today, like Graham Hancock, suggest that these societies possessed knowledge that far exceeds our modern comprehension. The pyramids, for instance, might not just be massive stone structures, but intentional configurations designed to manipulate vibrational frequencies and foster consciousness expansion. Ra's teachings affirm that such feats were not purely physical, but involved consciousness manipulation, aligning with sacred geometry to create energy vortices that promoted spiritual awakening and Kundalini activation. It's intriguing to think that early civilizations could have mastered techniques we've long forgotten, methods of channeling cosmic energy and utilizing telepathic communication and VC. The concept of higher density beings imparting knowledge to ancient cultures aligns with the idea that spiritual evolution precedes technological mastery. Imagine standing at the base of the Great Pyramid of Giza, feeling not just the weight of stone, but the resonance of intention embedded within its structure. These monuments weren't built just to awe. They were deliberate attempts to anchor higher vibrations on Earth, harmonizing with planetary consciousness to maintain cosmic balance. Modern science still grapples with how these megalithic projects were executed, but Ra's insight suggests that human consciousness, when fully aligned, is capable of remarkable feats. What if the power of consciousness itself was the primary tool for building and maintaining these ancient wonders? It's not entirely unthinkable when we consider how even today, quantum physics hints at the influence of observation on reality. Ancient wisdom, as interpreted by Ra, indicates that collective intention could manipulate matter in ways we can't yet fathom. This resonates with the notion that social memory complexes could work in harmony to achieve monumental tasks without relying solely on physical labor. The energy fields generated by these structures might have served as healing centers, places where vibrational frequency could be aligned with cosmic evolution, fostering metaphysical healing and spiritual catalysts for those who sought deeper understanding. In today's world, we often dismiss the concept of consciousness technology as mere myth, favoring materialistic explanations instead. Yet, ancient cultures seem to grasp that mental and spiritual development held the key to cosmic harmony. This is a far cry from modern pursuits, where service to self often takes precedence over service to others. It's a reflection of how disconnected we've become from our own vibrational essence. By revisiting ancient practices, meditation, energy alignment, and even the study of sacred geometry, we may rediscover our potential to shape reality through consciousness rather than brute force. Imagine applying this wisdom not just to monuments, but to everyday life, using intention to shape our interactions and decisions, fostering unity consciousness rather than perpetuating division. The legacy of ancient civilizations challenges us to question our own evolutionary path. Have we truly progressed, or have we merely traded spiritual insight for technological dominance? The pyramids, ziggurats, and temples of old whisper secrets that many are not ready to hear. Truths about the power of thought and the responsibility of awareness. By embracing the concept that consciousness itself can transform reality, we move closer to reclaiming the wisdom of the ancients. It's not just about looking back with fascination, but moving forward with intention, integrating spiritual principles into the modern world, where material achievements alone no longer suffice. The question that lingers is whether humanity is ready to remember this ancient power and wield it responsibly in the pursuit of collective evolution. Chapter 12. Implications for humanity's future. As Earth transitions into fourth density, the implications for humanity are profound and far-reaching. The gradual shift from third density individuality to fourth density unity consciousness requires a fundamental change in how we perceive ourselves and each other. It's not just about adopting new philosophies or spiritual practices. It's about integrating love and light as the foundation of our collective evolution. The law of one teaches that embracing service to others is the cornerstone of this transition, as it aligns individual intentions with the greater good. This shift is already visible in how global movements for equality, justice, and compassion are emerging despite societal resistance. As technology continues to bridge gaps, people are beginning to sense the interconnectedness that higher density beings like Ra have always known. Yet, the challenge lies in overcoming the inertia of third density polarization. Many still cling to service to self paradigms, driven by fear and competition rather than unity and compassion. This struggle isn't new. It's a continuation of ancient patterns where civilizations either rose through conscious evolution or fell under the weight of their own egos. The real challenge today is to consciously choose collaboration over division, fostering a social memory complex where thoughts and intentions align harmoniously. It's not about eliminating individuality, but refining it to serve the collective purpose, much like how a single note contributes to a symphony without losing its unique tone. The pyramids of Egypt and other ancient monuments stand as reminders that previous civilizations understood this balance. They knew that consciousness manipulation and vibrational alignment could not only shape the physical world, but harmonize societal structures. While we marvel at their architectural genius, we often overlook the spiritual catalysts embedded in their designs, reminders that planetary consciousness evolves through resonance, not resistance. Humanity must take a lesson from these ancient wonders, recognizing that technological prowess without spiritual grounding leads to dissonance and decay. It's time to prioritize spiritual awakening alongside scientific progress, ensuring that our pursuit of knowledge does not outpace our growth in wisdom and compassion. Ra's teachings emphasize that love and light are not just metaphors, but vibrational states that must be cultivated through intentional living. This means practicing compassionate communication, choosing actions that uplift others, and fostering telepathic connections that transcend superficial barriers. In doing so, we gradually form the foundation of fourth density consciousness, where individuality merges with collective awareness. By consciously raising our vibrational frequency, we become conduits for higher intelligence, attracting synchronicities and insights that guide us toward cosmic evolution. This transition is not about abandoning the past, but integrating the wisdom of ancient civilizations with modern advancements, crafting a future that honors both the material and metaphysical realms. The ultimate takeaway from Ra's teachings is that consciousness is the key to transformation. As humanity moves through the turbulence of planetary shifts and societal upheavals, the path forward lies not in resisting change, but in embracing it with an open heart and a focused mind. Those who choose service to others will naturally find themselves aligned with the higher density evolution, becoming light workers who illuminate the way for others. In the end, the real question is not whether humanity will make it through this transition, but how consciously we choose to navigate it. Will we cling to old paradigms of division, or will we courageously step into the age of unity, where our collective heartbeat resonates with infinite intelligence? Conclusion: you have the power to shape your reality. Why not choose to shape it with love? Reality is not what you've been told. You're not just a random collection of atoms lost in a meaningless universe. You are part of something far greater, a vast network of consciousness intertwined with every soul, every thought, every intention. The teachings of Ra are not just ancient relics or mystical jargon. They're profound truths that challenge you to rise above the mundane and step into a life of purpose and unity. The journey of spiritual evolution is right here, at your fingertips, waiting for you to claim it. But it's not about passive belief. It's about active transformation. Are you willing to challenge the old paradigms and awaken the infinite potential within you? The choice is yours. You can continue living in the shadows of ignorance, shackled by fear and doubt, or you can embrace the wisdom of Ra and elevate your vibrational frequency to a new dimension of awareness. Start by examining your intentions. Are they rooted in service to others or driven by service to self? Recognize that every decision, every thought, and every interaction shapes your path toward higher density evolution. You don't need to be a monk on a mountaintop to live spiritually. You just need to be conscious of your choices and committed to inner harmony. You have the power to shape your reality. Why not choose to shape it with love, compassion, and a desire to uplift those around you? Join this journey toward unity consciousness by subscribing to this channel and becoming part of a community that dares to seek the truth. Let's question the norm, break down the illusions, and embrace a higher perspective together. Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. What resonates with you? What challenges your perception? I want to hear your voice because your journey matters. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a chance to dive deeper into the mysteries of the Law of One. Let's uncover the hidden truths together, because the path to awakening begins with a single choice: the choice to know.